Dear students, welcome in the class of BA Part First, subject English Literature, Paper First, Poetry and Drama. I am Dr. Sumer Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Lohia College, Churu. Today we will study the poem of John Donne, and the title of today's poem is Go and Catch a Falling Star. So students, first of all, I will introduce you with the poet John Donne, and then we will study the poetry and the text of the poetry Go and Catch a Falling Star. Dear students, John Donne is one of the most important poets of English literature. John Donne is regarded as the representative poet of Jacobean age, and he is regarded as the father or the beginner of the metaphysical movement in English poetry, and he is also regarded as the father of metaphysical poetry in the history of English literature. So students, John Donne is also one of the greatest love poets of English literature, and today's poem Go and Catch a Falling Star is one of the most important metaphysical love lyric of John Donne, and it is very important poem. So let's start the poem Go and Catch a Falling Star. The poem is divided into three parts, or we can say the three stanzas as broadly. So first of all, we start the text of this poem. Go and catch a falling star, get with a child from mandrake root, tell me where all the past years are, or who cleft the devil's foot. Teach me to hear mermaids singing, and find what wind serves to advance an honest mind. So as we know that John Donne is a metaphysical poet, and this is the representative poetry of John Donne, and it is a metaphysical love lyric. So the theme of this poem is the inconsistency or the disloyalty of womanhood. Here in this poem, John Donne criticizes the weakness of the whole female world or the womanhood. And what is the weakness? The weakness is the inconsistency of womanhood, that is the disloyalty of womanhood. He wants to prove in this poem that a beautiful woman generally faithless, because he believes in this dictum or in this idea that a woman who is beautiful cannot be faithful. So it is the belief of John Donne. So in this way, the poem starts with the arguments. The poem starts with the we can say the example of impossible tasks, and the poet makes a challenge with the readers that you can't find such a woman who is both beautiful and faithful. So this challenge is given by the poet to the readers. So he starts with a list of impossible tasks that can't be performed by anyone in this world, and then he proves his dictum, he proves his thesis that to find a fair and faithful lady in this world is almost impossible. So he says, first of all, in the beginning of the line or the title line of the poetry, go and catch a falling star. He says, or we can say he makes a challenge with the readers that you can go and catch a falling star, because to catch a falling star is impossible task. So dear students, John Donne enumerates the impossible tasks first of all, that go and catch a falling star, because we all know that to catch a falling star is most impossible task. It can't be performed by anyone. Second, he says get with a child a mandrake root. So beget, produce a child from the root of mandrake plant, because mandrake is a name of a plant, and when we touch the leaves of this plant, then there is a cry of baby. So he makes a challenge with the readers that can you beget a child from the mandrake root or from the mandrake plant? Then he says, tell me where all past years are. So he makes a challenge with the readers that can you recall the history, can you recall the past, or can you tell that where are the all past years are, where the time has gone, or who cleft the devil's foot. Next challenge is that can you tell that who cleft the devil's foot. So according to mythological story, we read or we believe that the Satan's foot is divided into two parts, but we can't tell that who cleft that foot into two parts. The next challenge is and find what wind, and find what wind means and find what magic, what power serves to advance an honest mind. So he says that what is the magic, what is the power that can make a man's mind honest, or that can make a person honest. So these are the challenges put up by John Donne before the readers, or these are the impossible tasks that can't be performed by anyone in this world. So dear students, in this first part or in this first stanza, the poet makes a challenge with the readers by enumerating these impossible tasks in this world. So he says you can't perform these all tasks, in the same way you can't find such a lady who is both fair and faithful in this world. So this is the challenge of John Donne, or we can say that poet makes a poet put up several arguments, several logic to prove his thesis. So in this way he says that these are the impossible tasks. In the same way, it is also impossible task in this world to find a lady who is both fair and faithful. Next he says to the readers, or we can say he makes a challenge with the readers, if thou beest born to strange sights, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights till age snow white hairs on thee, and swear nowhere lives a woman true and fair. So in this next part, in this next stanza, he says that if anyone is born with the special capacity, or if any person or any creature who is born in this world with special capability, with special power, that can see the invisible things in this world, or the person says that myself is born with the special capability, with the special ability that I can see those things that are invisible in this world, or I can see those things which are not seen by other personality in this world. So he also makes a challenge with that kind of person also, that who has born in this world with special ability or capability. He says to that person that if you are a special person, then ride 10,000 days and nights. It means he gives a lot of time with that person who is born in this world with special things, or who is born with the special capacity to think, to see the things which are invisible in this world. So he says that you can ride for 10,000 days and night. It means you can ride for several years or for a lot of time, till age snow white hairs on thee, till the time when you are old, or till the time when your hair turn white on your head. So it means till your old age you can ride over the horse, and you can move anywhere in this world to find such a woman who is both fair and faithful in this world, and swear nowhere. And he says that when you will come to me, or when your journey will be end, or when you will old and then you return after your journey, or after your search for a fair and faithful lady, then you will swear. You will swear, it means you will say with an oath, nowhere, that nowhere lives such a woman who is both fair and faithful. So then you will say that nowhere lives such a woman who is both fair and faithful, It means Dunn says that it is impossible to find such a lady who is both fair and faithful in this world. So स्टूडेंट्स, पॉइंट ये है, चैलेंज करता है रीडर्स के साथ में और थर्ड पर्सन के साथ में कि आप इस संसार में किसी स्पेशल पावर के साथ में जन्मे हैं, आप स्पेशल क्रीचर हैं, आप वो चीज़ देख सकते हैं जो दूसरे लोग नहीं देख सकते, आप मैजिक परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, आप वंडर परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, आप मिरेकल परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, परंतु आप एक ऐसी लेडी, एक ऐसी औरत को ढूंढ नहीं सकते जो फेयर और फेथफुल हो. यानी ही सेज टू द रीडर्स that you can ride for several years, for several days, 10,000 days and nights. It is the hyperbolic statement. He gives a lot of time to the readers to search a lady who is both fair and faithful. But he says that when your search will end, when you will return to me, then you will say with an oath that nowhere lives such a woman who is both fair and faithful. So poet ये कहना चाहता है कि इस संसार में आप भले कितने ही समय यात्रा कर लें, आप अपनी पूरी जिंदगी भर यात्रा कर लें, पर आप एक ऐसी लेडी, एक ऐसी वुमेन को सर्च नहीं कर सकते जिसमें दोनों क्वालिटी हो, जो सुंदर भी हो और फेथफुल भी हो. सो दिस इज द बिलीफ ऑफ द पोइट एंड ही प्रूव्स दिस बिलीफ. He proves his ideas by giving the example of impossible tasks. So we can say that this comparison of impossible task with possible task is the example of a conceit. It is a figure of speech that is called conceit, and in conceit the two heterogeneous elements are yoked together. It means two things that are totally opposite are compared together. So here impossible tasks are compared with the possible task. Impossible task is to go and catch a falling star, beget a child from mandrake root, where are the past years, and who cleft the Saturn's foot. All are the impossible tasks. And the possible task is to find a lady who is both fair and faithful. So possible, impossible, two opposite things, two contrary things are compared together. So it is the figure of speech, and that is called conceit. In the next stanza, he says, if thou finds one, let me know. He says to the readers, if you find such a lady who is both fair and faithful, then let me know. Immediately tell me that where she lives. So the poet says to the readers that if you find such a lady, then immediately tell me, because I want to meet that lady, I want to see that lady, and that lady is not a lady, she is a goddess. So he says that such a pilgrimage were sweet. He says that I will go to see that lady, and that journey will be not a normal journey, that will be a pilgrimage for me, that will be a religious trip for me, because such a lady is not a lady, such a lady is a goddess. So he says that I will perform that journey, and that journey will be a sweet pilgrimage for me, that will be a religious trip for me. Yet do not, I would not go. In the next moment the poet says that yet do not, I will not perform that journey, I will not go to there, because he confirmly believe in this statement, in this fact, that such a lady is not possible in this world. So he says that I would not go there. In the next moment he turns and he says that I would not go there. I would not go. He says that I would not go there. Though at next door we might meet. He says that though you can find or you can meet such a lady at your next door, at your neighborhood, but he says that I will not go there. So he says that though you can find such a lady at first time at your next door, though she were true at that time when you met first time to her, but when you will meet to second time, she will turn disloyal, she will turn faithless. So this is the belief of John Donne. So he says, though she were true when you met her first time, at that time no doubt the lady would be, or that lady were a we can say a faithful lady, but when you will meet next time, second time, she will not be loyal to you, and she will not be true to you. and last till you write your letter, or you write your letter to that lady, till that the letter will reach there, till the time when the lady will receive the letter, she will turn disloyal, she will turn untrue to you. So this is the belief of John Donne. Yet she will be false ere I come 2 or 3. So he says to the readers that no doubt you can find such a lady at the next door, but when you will come to your house and you will go to meet the lady at second time or third time, definitely the lady will be untrue, definitely the lady will be disloyal, faithless to you. Or after coming your house, you will write a letter to that lady, and the letter will reach to that lady, till that time she will be disloyal, definitely, twice or thrice. So that is the belief of John Donne. So students, जॉन डन अपनी इस पोएम के थ्रू ये कहना चाहता है कि एक फेयर एंड फेथफुल लेडी को सर्च करना इस संसार में, और फेयर एंड फेथफुल लेडी को इस संसार में पाना इम्पॉसिबल टास्क है. हो सकता है एट फर्स्ट टाइम यू फाइंड सच ए लेडी, बट नेक्स्ट टाइम you will meet or you will write your love letter to that lady, till that time she will be faithless or disloyal. So this is the firm belief of John Donne that to find such a lady who is both fair and faithful is impossible task. So dear students, through this poem John Donne हमें ये बताना चाहता है कि फेयर एंड फेथफुल दोनों क्वालिटी एक औरत में होना इम्पॉसिबल है. या तो वो ब्यूटीफुल हो सकती है तो वो डिसलॉयल होगी, यदि वो ब्यूटीफुल नहीं है तो वो लॉयल हो सकती है, तो लॉयल्टी के साथ में ब्यूटी मिलना मुश्किल है. सो वी कैन से थ्रू दिस पोएम द पोइट wants to establish a fact that such a lady who is both fair and faithful is impossible to find in this world. And being a metaphysical poet, the poet uses metaphysical conceit to make a comparison between two opposite things, two totally dissimilar things. So metaphysical conceit is used in this poem, and this poem is a love poem. It is a metaphysical, in the style of this poem, this is a metaphysical poem, and as per the theme of this poem is the love lyric. So it is a metaphysical love lyric. The theme, the central idea of this poem is love, because the poem is addressed to a beloved who has turned disloyal to poet. So poet wrote this poem after his experience of this disloyalty of womanhood, and then he wrote this poem. So the central idea and the theme of this poem is the disloyalty of a woman, or inconsistency of a woman. So this poem is truly a metaphysical love lyric. As we know that metaphysical poetry is abrupt in beginning, so that this poem is also abrupt, colloquial, or we can say that anti-traditional in beginning, because at the beginning of this poem, go and catch a falling star, the poet makes a challenge with the readers. So go word is used with stress, so it is abrupt opening, and there is the use of metaphysical conceit, and there is a cynical attitude towards womanhood in this poem. So this is also a quality of metaphysical poetry, and the intellect, wit dominates emotion in this poem, so it is also a metaphysical trait of this poem. So in this way we can say that Go and Catch a Falling Star is one of the most important metaphysical love lyric of John Donne, and in this way we have discussed in detail today this poem Go and Catch a Falling Star as a metaphysical love lyric. So dear students, for today it is sufficient. In the next class we will discuss the another poem. Thank you very much.